Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you guys. You definitely want to stick around for, so make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, I'm sure everyone at this point is pretty much aware of the fallout between Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. This isn't any news, right? After the release of the Last Dance docuseries in 2020, Scottie Pippen made it his business to let the entire world know just what he thought about MJ as a teammate and as a person. But he wasn't the only one, right? A former Jordan teammate, Horace Grant, also came out there and made his feelings known about MJ after his depiction in the Last Dance docuseries. He had some very, very, very strong words. When he was talking about Michael Jordan as a teammate, even going as far as calling him, all of these different things. He had a lot of things to say about MJ. But one of MJ's former teammates seems to be finally speaking out on the fallout or the spat, whatever you want to call it, between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Will Perdue recently sat down with NBC Sports Chicago to talk about a range of things, including the drama between Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and the fallout after the Last Dance docuseries. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play what he had to say here, and then we're going to come back and unpack and react to what he had to say. So take a listen to that here.
The whole thing broke during the pandemic, and we all watched, The Last Dance. Yeah. And Scottie's getting pissed, and Horace is getting pissed, and all this stuff about, I'm like, guys, come on. How long ago did this crap happen?
Yeah.
Why are you getting mad now?
Yeah.
It's just the goal of this piece was to show what it was like to play with Michael and the pressures and the expectations of playing in this franchise and winning championships.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job of that.
Yeah.
Did Scottie get enough credit? Absolutely not. But why are you getting so pissed about this, after the fact? Horace is like, I wasn't the leak. I wasn't the rat. I'm like, who cares? The book's already been read. Sam's made plenty of money. Sam.
That's Sam Smith, the author of the Jordan Rules.
But she says, I didn't make that much money.
Yes, he did.
I just want to know where it's buried, Sam.
So you heard what Will Perdue had to say there. And the point that he made is exactly one of the points I made when this story broke, because we covered this story extensively. And I think of all of the sports media companies out there, I think we were up there when we tried, as far as coverage and coming at this story from a range of angles. So I think we pretty much covered the story. But back to what I'm saying. To Will Perdue's point, these events, or the events that transpired in the Last Dance docuseries, were things that happened over 2 decades ago. We're talking about something that happened over 20 years ago. When the Last Dance docuseries was released in 2020, it had been 22 years, since these guys were teammates. So why are you getting worked up why are you so worked up over it? That's to Will Produce point. Secondly, I watched the entire Last Dance docuseries, like most of you. I'm sure some of you have seen it many times. And if my memory serves me right, that docuseries highlighted high and low moments of almost every protagonist or every character throughout the 10 episode series. There were high and low moments with MJ. There were high and low moments with Dennis Rodman. There were high and low moments with Scottie Pippen. And there were high and low moments of various Bulls teammates in scenarios when, they faced adversity. All of the people that participated in that were main actors, it wasn't like all just, kumbaya, flowers and roses. No, they talked about various aspects of their lives, within the sport and outside the sport, and how all of it intermingled. It wasn't like as if MJ was out there singling out his teammates. He even talked about himself. There's the stigma or the stigma around MJ about, MJ gambling. You saw him throughout the docuseries gambling. Gambling with a security. I don't know if they playing cards on the plane. So it wasn't like as if MJ was trying to hide this. Like, okay, people say I'm a gambler and then I'm not going to show any of that. People say I used to smoke cigars. I'm not going to show myself smoking. No, he showed himself. Now, obviously, you're not going to show every single thing, but nobody's going to show every single thing about their life at any point. So we're not going to hold that against him. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. MJ was notorious for getting on his teammates. He was notorious for this. So I don't think he said anything behind their backs that he wouldn't have said to them directly. For example, the spat between Horace Grant and MJ about the whole plane incident because I believe he didn't play well. So I think he told the stewardess not to give him food and all of these. They were reacting to something that happened. This was an event that already occurred. It wasn't like as if MJ thought that in it. No, they were reacting to something that took place. And here's my final issue with all of this. Scottie Pippen talked about MJ, being a selfish teammate. He was a person that could try to control the cameras and focus on the limelight. He was playing to the cameras, all of these different things. He was referring to things. He was saying things about MJ during things about Jordan when they were teammates during their playing days, which means that he has harbored these feelings about Jordan for years. He wasn't talking about something that happened in 2015 or 2019. These guys haven't been teammates since 1998. So a lot of the things that he came out and said about MJ in the media, he was talking about things that happened decades ago. So my question is this. If you felt this way about this guy for all of these years, why even participate in the series? Why would you want to do something that helps him? Why would you want to be in the same, why would you want to collaborate with the guy on a project that he was working on? And the irony of all of this is that over the years, whenever we saw Scottie and MJ together, maybe at basketball games or we saw images of them, they looked so happy. They looked so chummy. They were always smiling. They were always joking. Even when you had videos of them, there were all of these things of them together. So if that's what you truly felt about the guy, I think the real question we should be asking is, was Scottie Pippen being fake all this time with MJ? Was he faking his friendship with MJ? Did he see The Last Dance as an opportunity for himself to benefit from it? Why did you do it, Scottie? Why did you participate in it? You said, well, we thought about the team and I thought it was a good way to depict the team. No, you didn't. You thought of something that you wanted to gain. Because I don't understand why, again, you would want to be connected to a guy you felt that way about. Why would you want to do it? That's the part none of us are getting. And that's why all of these complaints and these things he said about Jordan, they're falling on deaf ears. People are trying to make sense of what you're saying. You felt this way about the guy, but nevertheless, you still participated. You were still smiling it up with him every time we saw, video. And here's the irony in all of this. Another irony. Whenever MJ spoke about Scottie, he always had nice things to say about him publicly. Whenever they asked MJ, who's your starting five? Go look, NBA 2K is there. Who's your starting five? He always picked Scottie. He always said, I would have never won those championships without Scottie Pippen. You go find a negative comment or video of where MJ's back. Find 5 clips. I could send you 5 clips today or 5 stories of Scottie bashing MJ. And that's the reason why a lot of people are not digging what Scottie's saying. They're like, you're saying all of these things about this guy, but we can't find any evidence of this guy slandering you, but you want to hold on to what was done in the docuseries? A lot of people are like, man, please cut it out. MJ never said he would have won those 6 championships without Scottie, but Scottie's acting like as if he was the head honcho on that team. So to me, I think this is one of the most head-scratching fallouts in the history of sports. The question to you guys, what are your thoughts about what Will Purdue had to say? And what are your thoughts about some of the things that I had to say in this particular show here? Because I think Will Purdue, had to say, because I think a lot of us are still walking away with a lot of questions. So whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.